Hi, this is Sam here from kitchengadgetsclub.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today is part 3 in our taco series, showing you 3 different ways to do tacos using your kitchen gadgets. We have previously shown you how to use the Instant Pot to do shredded beef ones, the air fryer for some chicken ones, and then last but not least, we are using the Instant Pot. We haven't cleaned it first because that's the great thing, you can just quickly remove the majority of the liquid. You've got the flavour from the beef ones that you can then use for these minced ones, and it's just going to be absolutely delicious. And then we're going to show you how to make them into delicious taco bowls. For an alternative, for those of you that are not having the wraps, maybe you're gluten free, and it's just a brilliant all-rounder that you can just cook together in a bowl. So we're going to start with one of the dried oreganos. It says on the size of it it's a 1 teaspoon. So let's find another one, shall we? That we can use in this. Ah yes, there's another dried oregano. Scissors are the easiest to get into these. And then there's aside some chili flakes. And then I've also got some ground cumin, ground coriander, I've got some more chili flakes. Oh, I love the colour from the dried chili flakes. And then what else have I got left? Let's add in some dried basil as well. Another dried basil, and then we've got a ground cumin, and then that leaves us just with some oregano and some dried chili flakes, which I'm sure we can find a good use for. So now you've got all that, and look at that, it's amazing how many packets that has actually taken up. So now, let's give that a quick stir. You've got a DIY taco seasoning that you can now use on your other taco recipes. And then it's just ready to go. You can add mayonnaise to this if you want a saucier version. You can add in some avocado to it, an avocado creamer. No matter what you want, you can use this as your base. And then you've got rid of all these different sachets. You can also use this on some chips in the air fryer as well. It's just totally up to you how you use it. So now that's mixed, let's get on with tacos. So first of all, to my dirty Instant Pot. Am I going to get any hate for this? What I have got here is I've got some packs of mince. These are using leftovers from my old Gusto box that I haven't used up, so they're perfect for throwing in there. I've used a jar of salsa on my beef version. I've used 1.5 jars of it. So I'm going to make use of the leftovers to finish off this collection. And then I also have some taco seasoning, homemade, using Gusto leftovers there as well, that can also go in. So it's just an absolute winner for doing your thing in the Instant Pot. So we're going to start by turning it on, putting it on saute. Depending which machine you have, depends on what you have to do right now. You can do this with any electric pressure cooker, Ninja Foodie fans, you can do the saute on that as well. And I think we don't use the saute enough on these gadgets. It's all about pressure cooking, slow cooking, air frying, steaming, steam air fry, steam roast and such like. But when does the saute in itself get a shout out? Because in real life we use pans to saute food with, so why not with our pressure cookers? So, shall we get started? I've got some scissors because they make it so much easier when you're opening pre-packaged food. So we've got 2 packs of mince here. Or if you're in the US, you would call this ground beef. So like your ground beef tacos. No matter what you call it, it's just great for something quick. You know? so we don't want to waste any. So let's get that squidgy bit from the, and then let's get the last bit out. And the saute is already making a noise, so I'm just going to grab a wooden spoon and we can start breaking it down. So the mince is in. I'm going to add in some extra virgin olive oil, just help and avoid it sticking. Salt, pepper, and then we're going to add in some taco seasoning. Because it's the Gusto one, it's quite fatty compared to the normal mince that I buy myself. So it all varies depending on which ingredients you're buying. And I'm just going to leave it sat there a couple of minutes while it finishes off browning. So I've let the steam go a bit so that you can see the Instant Pot. And this is what the meat looks like now. Oh, the steam's coming back. So then once you're ready, add in your salsa. So this is just some salsa that I've got left over from the jar from the other one. And wow, look at that. That is your taco meat. Isn't that brilliant? So let's take a recap, shall we? So you've just got some basic meat in there. You've got some salsa, taco seasoning, salt and pepper. And that's about it, you know. And then it's another way to do a different version because you've used your Instant Pot already, you haven't needed to wash it out, and then you've got another set. And this is brilliant for if you're following a gluten-free lifestyle and you're wanting to make a taco bowl instead, because you can use this meat for that or you can use it for regular tacos. It's totally up to you. Oh wow, I just have to stir that again and just show you how amazing it looks. So let's transform that taco meat that we made in the Instant Pot into taco bowls. I know many of you have the Instant Pot and you have the air fryer, or you have a Ninja Foodie where you can go from one setting to the other. So I thought it'd be nice to make them into a taco bowl. So what I've got here is I've got some butternut squash that Dom chopped me earlier. And then what you need to do is grab yourself a bowl, load your butternut squash into it. And then you can add in some of your taco seasoning if you want, depending on what seasoning you want on your butternut squash. And then salt, pepper, and of course extra virgin olive oil. And then what you can also do is you can add some garlic if you want as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic puree to this as well. And then you want to give it a good stir with your hands. So it looks like that. I mean, look at the lovely colouring that you've got on it from the ingredients. And then once you've done that, it's ready to go in the air fryer. So I kept this hand clean so that I won't mess the air fryer up. Load in the butternut squash, spread it out, and then pop it on. And you're looking for 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 15 minutes, and then press start. Serious about learning how to use the Ninja Speedy, then can I recommend our new Multicooker time and temp chart. It's brand new, it's on pre-order now, and it's under a £5, and it has lots and lots of different cooking times based on the different settings. From steam air fry to when to air fry, grill, steam, and so many others. It will really get you started with using your Speedy and understanding how long to cook your food for. And now, back to the video. And we've beeped. So, shall we check on the butternut squash and see how it's doing? Because this is going to be one of the best things out of the taco bowl. And wow, look at that. Perfectly cooked butternut squash. And if in doubt, the fork test always does the trick. And then you can see, if it's fork tender, you know it's about done. But if you like it a bit crispier, you can put it on a little bit longer. all in all, that is perfect for us, for our taco bowls. So the next stage is going to be bringing lots of the ingredients together, because we've already cooked the meat, we've already cooked the butternut squash now, so that's all the cooking done. So then we can move on to the other bits and pieces. Right, so the first thing first to add to your taco bowls is that lettuce for underneath. I'm doing a gluten-free version here, but so let's say you want some gluten in, you could swap this for some brown rice at the bottom instead. So add in some lettuce to the bottom there. So you've got your lettuce layer. So now you can build it up with other ingredients. So I've got some mince or ground beef taco meat here that I've already made. So this can go to this side. And then it's totally up to you what other ingredients you add to your taco bowls. I've also cooked some butternut squash, and Dom has chopped some avocado as well. So we can add the butternut squash to the plates as well. And you can swap the butternut squash for sweet potato if you prefer. Or if you're making them during the winter months, you can actually use pumpkin if you prefer. And then add in the avocado. There, so we've got quite a few ingredients going on already. And then of course you can spoon in your dips and your sauteed. So I've got some guacamole. And then after the guacamole, you can add in some salsa. Oh, and isn't it starting to look pretty with all those different ingredients going on? And then last but not least, we can add in the cheese sauce element, or cheese dip, depending on what you want to call it. And then that's just a great use of the dips. Then you can finish it off with coriander leaf, or if you live in the US, you might call it cilantro. And there you have it. That is a really, really easy way to make yourself a taco bowl. I haven't got that many different ingredients going in here because I think this is just brilliant for a normal weeknight. But you know, you can spruce it up. You could also cook some mixed peppers at the same time as your butternut squash if you wanted to. You can basically add in anything that you would normally have in tacos, and it's just great. You could swap this for chicken instead of the minced beef. You could also swap it for some shredded beef. You could use tofu that you've added taco seasoning to if you're looking for a vegetarian or vegan version. It's just something brilliant that you can make your own using your kitchen gadgets. Thanks so much for watching our YouTube video. It feels so amazing that you've stuck around to the end. And of course, that must mean that you like our videos. So why not also follow us on social media? You can find us at the Kitchen Gadgets Club on Facebook, and on Pinterest, TikTok, we're Kitchen Gadgets Club. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one. And you can also find us at kitchengadgetsclub.com, where we have a membership that shares brand new kitchen gadget recipes every week. And we also have lots of great ideas, resources, tips and tricks. And we are an ovenless kitchen, so we teach you exclusively how to cook with kitchen gadgets. And a ciao for now.